Chris here with another fresh tip for you all. In this video, we are going to continue our look at painting gemstones. And in this video, we're going to look at contrast paints again. This is part 2, but this is more along the lines of how you would do it in a fairly quick kind of method. You can see here we have another gemstone. It's been base coated with Abaddon Black, and we're going to use Stormhost Silver as our base color. Now this works with the gemstone technicals, which are kind of like contrast paints in the regards that they are a transparent color. You can see here I'm applying a first layer, and then I'll apply a second layer a little bit more generously here to get a nice, smooth, even coverage on that gemstone and make it nice and bright and shiny. Now, the reason we're going to use contrast here is because some of you might not have the technicals, and you kind of don't need them if you have the contrast paints. So here I'm going to use a Blood Angel's Red, because we haven't shown a red gemstone yet. And basically what we're going to do is we're just determining where our center of gravity and where we want the color to build up. And because in the previous examples I've talked about, where you finish off your brush stroke, that's where the deeper color will build up. So you can see I start my brush stroke at the lower portion and push upwards. And so I get the deeper color going up to the uppermost left portion of the gemstone. Then really quickly with a damp brush, I just pull off some of the excess, and initially I was going to try and feather this out a little bit better, but I wasn't fast enough as it was kind of drying kind of quickly. It does leave a little tide mark, but I'm not too worried about that because we can always cover that up. We can hide our crimes, as it were. I just take a little bit more of the Blood Angel's color, thin it down just with the dampness of the brush, really just a bit of water, and then apply another layer, and it kind of just smooths it all out and gives us a little bit brighter portion down there. Flesh Terror's Red is next, and this is to create the deeper shadows in the upper right of the gemstone. You can see here, and I just kind of lay it out, and we're kind of simulating that crescent shape with those other areas. Here I am with a damp brush again, and just feathering that out just ever so slightly, just to help create that transition and just, you know, get a nice transition going through the gemstone so that, you know, it isn't too apparent. Once it's dry, I'm going to come in with a little bit more of the Flesh Terror's Red with helping of medium, kind of in a one-to-one fashion. And here I'm basically you're going to use that shade brush in one go. I'm just going to give it one little pass here, or 2 passes, 3 passes, what have you. But you can see the brush stroke. I start at the bottom where I want it to remain brighter, but where I'm finishing, the color is going to build up and it's going to get darker. And then once it's dry, you can see here how it has that nice little shininess to it. And of course, we could hit it with the little spot highlights of white, but it doesn't really feel necessary, especially with the look we get here, where these, because we have that metallic backing, it gives the gemstone more of a kind of luminous kind of quality, especially when you're just looking at it for tabletop quality. So that is it. Thank you to all my patrons. Without your support, these videos would not be possible. If you're considering Patreon support, I have varying tiers at which you can support at, and a huge thank you to everybody who does. Take care of those brushes, and they will take care of you.